Morning, Tom. Welcome to Sea Talk. So, Tom, can you tell us who you are and which company you're working with?
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Paul. My name is Thomas Joyce-Brown. I'm head of media and planning at Accolade Wines.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. So it's great to see things come full circle. How a successful in-store trial has helped shape and launch Accolade Wine's new platform, Wine Advantage. So let's talk about Wine Advantage for a minute before we go into what we did with the trial. So what is Wine Advantage?
Yeah, sure. So Wine Advantage is our retailer-facing online platform, and it's a support platform for those in retail selling wine effectively. So most of convenience retail, I'd imagine. The idea of the platform is that it provides some category and insights into helping retailers sell wine, as well as then some physical materials that they can then execute in store to help them sell wine. So it's quite a relatively simple proposition, but hopefully it will help retailers, which is in a very complex category.
Good. So it's got the key elements, and it's got category insights. You can get to POS, a range of planograms. So it's a really good platform to get involved with, and we'll share the link on the video as well of how to get involved with Wine Advantage. So look, excellent. We had the great privilege of working with yourselves here at Sea Talk, helping you find some great retailers and a certain select group of Go Local stores. So what were the key goals you was hoping to achieve with the trial?
For us, it was, how can we simplify wine? And that was for both for the trade, for retailers and for shoppers, because it's an incredibly complicated, fragmented category. And by that, I mean that there's hundreds of wines you can choose from if you're going to your local depot, your partner wholesaler. And then likewise, there's multiple companies involved behind the scenes with those brands. So in terms of support within the category, it's been quite limited. So I think our goal was to try and simplify things and show that category leadership as well. We're the UK's number one wine supplier, so I think it's important that we're leading from a category perspective. And we wanted to go out there, simplify the range, and give retailers something that they could get their heads around when they've got no time, they've got limited resource to be doing all this kind of stuff. And then also it's going to help shoppers, pick up a bottle and get some money through the till. So that was like the overall goal, really. I guess if I can expand on that a little bit, Paul, as well, there was, whatever we did with the trial, we wanted it to be scalable. So I think, it's all very well going into, your local store and completely, ripping up the fixture, putting in a whole load of fancy POS, playing around with the range. But the realities of doing that across, tens of thousands of retailers in the UK it's just not going to happen. No company has the time or the resource to be able to make that happen in such a fragmented category. So the idea behind the trial was, can we implement something that is so simple that any store can put this up, any store can activate it. You don't need outside help to do so. You can get it for free via our Wine Advantage platform, and it's going to drive some sales. So that's what we wanted to get out of it ultimately. So for us, I think the key driver was calling out occasions and linking that to price. So I think those are the two fundamental things that we did, right, as a category play. So wine is a very price sensitive category, as many categories are, but wine particularly so. People are very careful with what they spend on wine because it's a complicated category. Therefore, they want to know they're getting value for money because they don't necessarily know all the wines in the world. So price is key. And then giving that power to allow someone to spend more, that's where you need to align it to an occasion. So I think for us, those are the two bits that really help, okay? Because it's one thing as a shopper going into a store and thinking, God, there's all these different wines, £10, £12, £6, £7, where do I even start? If you tell someone that, okay, well, that might be £10, but it's a wine for a gift or a treat. You're giving them that direction, then automatically that gives them the reassurance that they're spending money for the right reasons. That's what we wanted to get across, is almost giving a reason to the price. So I think those are the two elements that led to success, was aligning price with occasion.
Yeah, and look, it's always great that when a brand interacts and gives that support to independent retailers, because we are always looking for that support from the brands. Education is key, and I think this has come through in the trial that, you know, when you did the range review and looked at, you know, what's happening in the stores, you implemented a great change. The consumer today is looking for that experience. So, you know, how can you know, us retailers can put that together? And you mentioned occasions. There's always an occasion every day that's happening in the store, right? There's a birthday, there's an anniversary or something. So if you can link them two things together, it's really good. And I think, you know, we had some great feedback from the retailers that are involved. Amit, Bay, and Jay, you know, and the other retailers, they were really pleased with how the trial went. And it's like you said, you know, it's how can you implement something in a few stores, but then, you know, a lot of retailers then can go and share that experience, because that's what it's about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So how did the insights and the success from the trial probably directly influence the development of the Wine Advantage platform?
Yeah, so really heavily, you know, that's kind of like the first response, because you know, we have experimented with retailer support platforms previously, and they've been very brand led. So they're always focused on, you know, a particular branded campaign, branded POS. The difference with Wine Advantage is that what we learned from the trial is actually it's all about the category support that retailers need. You know, it's not just, whilst it's great that we've got some of the biggest brands in the market, you know, we're still a part of the category, and there's a whole other part of the category that retailers need help with. So that's where Wine Advantage is really focused on helping the wine category as a total. It's not just about Accolade and our brands. It's about supporting you with all the wines that you stock. You know, because we know that every retailer has got their own customer base. You know, they're unique shoppers that come in for a particular brand or product week in, week out. We're not here to mess around with that. You know, we're here to just give you the category solution that's still going to keep those shoppers happy, but also drive some sales as well. So, like, for us, it's very, very category led. In the future, we will add on some of our own particular branded elements, maybe some branded point of sale in the future. But at the moment, it's all around wine category as a whole. How can we help you with the whole fixture, not just our brands? So that's what really drove that change, actually, with the website.
And that's perfect, because that drives the basket spend in store as well, right? If we can get that category right, link it with that occasion, it's going to increase the spend. So look, I think you know, it's a real big thanks to yourself and the team at Accolade for implementing this change within the retailers. The retailers are really pleased with you guys, you know, making that time and, you know, spending the time with them and, you know, changing that category and implementing the changes. And to get an impressive 9% uplift in sales is just great. So, you know, if you're not involved already, get onto Wine Advantage, get involved, and start increasing your wine sales. Thank you, Tom.
Excellent. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.